Alright, good morning everybody and welcome back to another video. So today I thought I would do 10 of my favourite books. And it was originally started to be a top 10, like my top 10 books, but then the list quickly turned into more than 10. So I thought I would split it between my top 10 books. Now, to let you know, I have read one specific genre, and that is romance, and I do like a bit of spice as well. Okay, so some of them I've got the physical book, and some of them I've bought on. I've read on the Kindle. I have Kindle Unlimited. That is something that I purchased in, and and something I did for my self-care, which I've gone into in another video, which I'll link down below. I haven't been reading, like, really reading that long. Mostly since November last year, I've really gotten into reading again. I mean, I was into it at school, but then with university and stuff, I got sidetracked. So I'm back to it now, and I thought I would share my favourites. So my favourite, the genre I read is romance with a bit of spice. So I thought I'd share the list. So number 1 is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Now, this is my ultimate all-time favourite book. I just love it so much. I've read it. I first read it in November last year, and then I've reread it multiple times since then. I love it so much. It's just everything that you want from a book. And for those that don't know, she is 19 years old, and her boyfriend have just got kicked out of their apartment, so they move in with his dad, and then he is her boyfriend's dad he can't stop thinking about her, and it's so perfect and heartwarming, and so much of it's relatable to myself, and I really loved it, really enjoyed it. So I cannot recommend it enough. I mean, there's so many things I want to say about it, but it would spoil it. So maybe I'll do another video with spoilers. But I want this to be, it's so good, and the spice, it's just, I highly recommend this. It's so good, and it's just, first time I read it in one go. I just couldn't put it down. It's so good. It's so good. And it is on Kindle Unlimited as well. I had bought the book before I had Kindle Unlimited, but it is on Kindle Unlimited as well, for those that are interested. Okay, number 2, Twisted Games. She is a princess and he is her bodyguard, and it's so lovely and heartwarming, and it was really enticing, and you couldn't put it down. And the way, it's just the forbidden love, and it's so good. I highly recommend it. It's just, it's so good, and the spice, wow. It's really good, and it's really enticing, and I really do like books that are alternating points of view. If I couldn't think of the word then, alternating points of view, which means I just think you get better understanding of both characters. Or I like books that told from the first person, but I struggle to read things that are told from like a third person's point of view. So I really like this, and it's the second in the Twisted series. I didn't like the first one as much. I thought it was very dark for me, but I liked this one, and it's just your bodyguard protecting you. What more do you want? It was just, I'm just finding it hard to describe it without spoiling it, but it's just so good. It's really, really, really good. I highly recommend it, and it's just, I really love how it interconnects to the other books in the series as well. So I highly recommend that. Number 3 is Twisted Hate, the third one in the series. And this, oh, I really did like it. I really, the spice, wow. But also, I really liked their relationship. He is her best friend's brother, and they hate each other. But then they end up working together, and it's slowly their relationship evolves from there. It is really good, really heartwarming, and it does connect to the first one in the series, but it's not as dark. So I think I preferred it, and I liked how their relationship came about, and it wasn't predictable. Like, the predictable things didn't happen, which I always enjoy. So I highly recommend this. I think I will do a spoilers video, a separate video with spoilers to discuss it, because there's so many things I want to say about it that won't spoil it. And I read this a long time ago. I think it was pre-Christmas, and I still remember it a lot. So it was good. I really enjoyed that. So that's another one. Number 4 is the Dreamland Billionaires book number 2, Terms and Conditions. So those that don't know, there's 3 books, and each book focuses on a separate brother, and they've all been left tasks to do by their grandfather's will in order to stop their dad inheriting their billion-dollar business, which is good. So in this one, he has been tasked to get married and have a baby in order to become CEO of the business. So he organises a fake marriage with his assistant. Now, normally I don't like fake relationships, but I think what I liked about this one was it wasn't a integral part, like a massive part of the story, because everybody knew, like all his family knew it was a fake marriage, if that makes sense. So it wasn't like, there wasn't, I hate that, but I just hate when there's like lies and lies and lies in a fake relationship story. But this, it didn't have it. I really liked her, Iris, the assistant. I really liked her. So I thought she was really relatable, and it was really heartwarming, and it was just, it wasn't, even though that was a big part of the story, it didn't feel, their fake relationship, it didn't feel like it was overpowering the rest of the storylines, like them evolving together, them getting to know each other, I mean him caring for her. So it was good. I really did like it, which was surprising, because like I said, normally I hate fake relationship stories. So it gets predictable and messy, and but that one, it didn't feel like it. Maybe because they also knew each other for a long time, and they are introduced in book number 1 as well. So I thought that was good. So yes, I highly recommend that one. So what we on number 5, oh excuse me, is 1% by You by Michelle Gross. Now, she is a newly single mum to I think it's a 3-year-old, and she's also pregnant with their second baby. And he's working at a care home and putting herself through college to become a nurse. And he is a tattoo artist that's just moved across the street from them. And so then it's just them interacting with each other and slowly forming a friendship to then become a family. And it's just, it is so heartwarming, and the tattoos, I mean his tattoos and the spice, and it is so lovely. And it's like he said, it's one of the bits is that he sees her at her work, well, what she would consider her worst, or like her most vulnerable, and he helps her and he protects her, and it's just every woman's dream. He's so lovely with the kids, and it's just they form such a beautiful family. So I highly recommend this. It's 1% of you, and it's so good. Okay, now the next ones are on the Kindle, so let's get to the first one. First one is Wait for It by Mariana Zapata. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but this is about this woman. She's raising her 2 nephews after her brother was killed, and she's doing it by herself, and moves across the street is one of her nephew's baseball coaches, and it's about them falling in love. It's about her struggling to find her place, you know, in the world, and in their neighborhood, in their lives, and with her family and her parents, and it's so lovely, and it was really heartwarming. I read it all in one day, and again I think it's, if I remember correctly, because it was a couple months ago I read it now, but it was all told from her point of view. So if I remember correctly, I didn't see much of his, which that didn't matter. It didn't feel like you were missing a lot of it, but you really got to know the storyline and everything, which was really lovely. So I very much enjoyed that one. Okay, the next one, which I have to find on my Kindle now, is a T L Swan book. I love T L Swan, and this is Our Way. Now, when I first read it, for those who don't know, they're 2 best friends, and she is straight and he is gay, and they're kind of, they're best friends, and they do everything together, and a lot of people think, you know, that they're a couple. Now, when I first read it, first started reading it, I was afraid that it was gonna be kind of the same storyline as Will and Grace, and for those and I'm struggling to say how to explain it, and I was struggling that it was going to be, I was worried it was going to be the same kind of codependency on each other that is shown in Will and Grace, and don't get me wrong, I love Will and Grace, love Jack and Karen, but this book is completely different. It's all about how, I kind of like how gender just doesn't come into it, it's the person, which I do think is very true. And obviously I won't go into too much like detail because that's so personal, but and it's just about them finding each other and them overcoming everything together. And it's just, he's a doctor that travels with Louis Vuitton and all the best things in the world, and she's a nurse, and they're just trying to find their place in the world, and how it doesn't matter about anything except who you are. And I really did like that. It was very good, and it actually really surprised me, so I really liked that. Okay, so the next one is another T L Swan book, and that is Mr. Masters. And this is about a nanny. She comes over from Australia to be a nanny for this widower, who is raising his teenage daughter and 6-year-old son, and he is a very, very rich judge as well in the UK. I like books that are based in the UK because I live in the UK, so it's more relatable. So I did like that, and it's about them falling in love. He's overcoming everything from his previous marriage, and it's so heartwarming, so lovely. The spice is just wow, and it's all about them becoming a family, and it's so lovely. So that is the first one in the Mr. series by T L Swan. Is my favourite of the series, but it was really lovely, and then he pops up in other T L Swan books as well, which is good. But it's so lovely to see, and and the things that they go through together, it is very, very good. Okay, so I've got 2 more. So the next one, surprise surprise, is a T L Swan book. Now this is the Takeover. This is this is book 4 of this is book 2 of a 4-book series by T L Swan called the Miles High Club. It's about 4 billionaire brothers, and this one is Tristan Miles. We all need a Tristan Miles in our life. I mean, he contacts this widow about about overtaking her late husband's company that she is running, and she turns him down. And then in the next few weeks they're running to each other at a marketing event or something, and they hit it off and they begin dating. But she is also trying to raise her 3 sons, who, when they find out, make life very difficult. Well, not difficult, but challenge Tristan for them before they form a family. And we all need a Tristan Mills in our life. It's so perfect and lovely and heartwarming, and it's really, really good. And Claire, the woman in it, she's so relatable, and she's just trying to do what's best for her sons. And as she puts it, when he asks for them to be together, is that she comes with 3 hearts attached to her sons, and it's not just her that he has to commit to. And it's definitely my favourite of the Mars High Club, just because I love Claire and Tristan so much. Not that I didn't love the other books as well, but this is definitely my favourite, and he is definitely my favourite brother. Now the last one is a different book. This is called Beautiful Sinner. Now, by Sara Cate. I've read some of her other books, but this is her Beautiful series is definitely my favourite. Some of the other books, I felt they were a bit short. I felt like they skipped a lot for me. But Beautiful Sinner, it's a full story, and it's part 2 of a series. And this, which part 1 is one sister and part 2 is another sister. And in this one, she gets stranded in this small town in Ireland, and ends up working in a B&B that is run by the sister of the local priest. And her and the priest, they don't see eye to eye, but it's all about them, a Catholic priest as well, and it's all about them falling in love, and him struggling, with the vows that he has taken, and his devotion to God, and how they need to kind of, move forward together, and how they can both find their place in the world, and how they how to find themselves. And it's just For one thing, the spice, let me tell you, it was so good. And the second thing is that I really do think that it really shows you that how you can, even he's committed himself to God, he can still commit himself to God and still, you know, also be with the woman he loves. So it was very, very good, and I thoroughly recommend it. I do. The first one was good as well, but that one was just the icing on the cake. It was very good, and I highly recommend them. And so that is the first 10 of my books that I would recommend. I feel like I didn't explain them very well. Maybe I'll do a spoilers video, which will be good, but obviously then it will spoil it for you. But I might do that separately, and then it'll be a big warning. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.